The truth behind those lengthy standing ovations at film festivals. Hi, Mick LaSalle. You wrote that Dews received an 11-minute ovation at the Venice Film Festival. I'm not sure how I should interpret this, as I don't know the scale. Do many movies get no applause, or does every single one get a minimum of several minutes? Does the ovation metric realistically reflect a film's quality? Ken Kirst, Sunnyvale. Hi, Ken Kirst. Applause can reflect quality, but the whole film festival applause dynamic is complicated. In Venice, premieres all take place at the Sala Grande, a huge theater with a big orchestra and a balcony above that. In the front row of the balcony, visible to everyone in the theater, sit the people who made the movie, including the stars, the director, the writers, all the principal players. They enter last, after being announced, and then the movie starts. 2 hours later, when the movie ends, the applause is of a different order from the spontaneous applause you sometimes get at a random screening. The applause is an intentional communication. Viewers are communicating their appreciation to the filmmakers, but they are also communicating to the entertainment reporters and critics, because it's a festival such as Venice, Cannes, and Berlin that a narrative starts to get fixed as to quality and reception. Don't forget that a fair percentage of the people who are going to decide the fate of the movie are actually sitting in the theater at that moment, and so everybody is trying to influence everybody. There's a performative aspect to the applause. By the way, the reactions are not always good. Sometimes an audience turns on a movie and starts booing, with the stars and the filmmakers sitting there helplessly. That can be awkward, but it can also be really funny. You should also take with a grain of salt the reports on applause length. I wasn't at the Dews premiere. I saw it a day later, and so I had to take the 11-minute number from various reports. Maybe it was accurate, maybe not. But applause length and crowd size are two things that are most routinely exaggerated in the press. Dear Mr. LaSalle, when I watch a movie at a movie theater in Japan, I notice that after the movie is over, almost the entire Japanese audience stays and silently watches the entire ending credits until the lights come on. Have you noticed any differences in the audience's movie-watching habits when you go to movie theaters in foreign countries? Naomi Okada, San Francisco. Dear Ms. Okada, I can't say that I have. But then again, I've only seen movies in the USA and Europe, not in Asia, South America, or Africa. However, what you tell me makes me think that someone should tell Japanese audiences that they should feel free to leave. I never stay for the credits, ever, and I think I've benefited from that. Consider this, I've reviewed 5,000 films. The average credit sequence is 7 minutes long, so that's 35,000 minutes I reclaim by skipping the credit sequence. Figuring I'm awake about 17 hours per day, and 17 hours is just over 1,000 minutes, I could have lost a month of my life waiting to find out exactly which poor schlub had the job of bringing Brad Pitt a latte. Dear Mick LaSalle, it's no secret that Greta Garbo holds a special place in your heart. With that in mind, I'm curious to know if you've seen the documentary Greta Garbo, Where Did You Go, that is currently on Netflix. David Sirenen, San Francisco. Dear David Sirenen, it gets some facts wrong and has weird points of emphasis. It's more like a poetic, impressionistic portrait than a straight documentary. For someone like me, that's interesting. But if you've never seen a Garbo documentary, don't start there. Have a question? Ask Mick LaSalle at askmicklasalle@gmail.com. Include your name and city for publication, and a phone number for verification. Letters may be edited for clarity and length.